Hello, Mom and Dad in the world. So far I have been using the 15-inch M4 MacBook Air and the 13-inch M4 MacBook Air. This is the 512 gigabyte configuration. This is the 256 gigabyte configuration. Both have 16 gigs of RAM. This, because it is a 15-inch, does have 2 extra GPU cores that the 13-inch does not come with unless you upgrade the GPU or just basically move up to a higher storage configuration. But I've been using this for almost since the time they had come out, since day one, and pretty much using them very consistently, switching on and off between these two computers right here and then the 16-inch M4 Pro MacBook Pro. So I just want to give you a little bit of my thoughts since using these computers right here. Again, I've got the 15-inch on my right, the 13-inch on my left, and they have been really good for what they are. Really love the big screen on the 15-inch MacBook Air because the big screen does come in super duper handy if I am working with spreadsheets or just large Word documents where I really need that bigger screen. So the screen has come in super duper handy. Where the 13 has come in really handy is for when I'm just out and about, where I take this with me to, let's say we go to a coffee shop or we are traveling, where I just want something really light, really portable, really compact, something I can really just put underneath the car seat or stash in the car somewhere, or just put in a little carry bag with me. So I've got one of those stow and go bags that I just kind of take with me. And so I will just put this one right there and then just take it with me. And it has been absolutely just fine. It's been great. And that's really the advantage of the 13-inch MacBook Air. Again, 13 right here, 15 right here, both of them have their pros and cons. And you know, the con with the 13, obviously, because it is smaller, you do have less screen real estate, where I really just want those times where I just want the bigger screen. And the thing is, with the 15, it's bigger, but it's not very heavy at all, because the 15, the Air, it really is super duper thin, super lightweight, because it does not have active cooling. Neither of these do. Neither of them have a fan to where it can help dissipate that heat. But the thing is, they have been both great. Now, with the 15 being bigger, I know on paper the battery life should be identical, but in real life use, the 15, the battery life is, I would say real world, probably at least a couple hours longer than the 13. I don't know why that is, because the 13 has just been a little step behind in terms of battery. But the thing is, 8 to 10 hours a day at least on the 13 is what I get. And then on the 15, easily 10, 12, 14 hours before we even need a charge. Like, I remember the first time we used this, I was like, how long has it been that we've been using this? It was like a week on and off, to where we used the 15, and I was like, we haven't even charged the computer yet for the first time. And so with the 13, yes, it did need to get charged, or has needed to get charged a bit more often than the 15. I do gotta say, so we've had pretty much all the colors except for silver. Right now we are using this right here. I just totally forgot what color this is, but this reminds me of the gold color right here. The silver and this color are really close, but I do like having this beautiful finish on here. And we've got screen protect. We don't have screen protectors. We don't have the keyboard protectors, nothing like that, because we want to be able to dissipate heat, no problem. But we do have these palm rest covers and cases on them because, well, I am kind of rough. They do get thrown into bags quite often. I don't want to scratch them up, dent them up. I want to be able to trade them, sell them later. And then on this one right here, this is a Midnight. So we had the Midnight in the bigger one at the time, and I noticed before we got all of like the trackpad protectors, the palm rest protectors and all that put on, it did attract those fingerprints, which I did not like. But here is this right here, have the trackpad protector, it's all color matched, have a case cover on here. it's been just fine. I do love the color, the dark color scheme on this, and you can see that keyboard on here. It is, both of them are backlit keyboards, very, very nice to type on, and they've just been really, really nice. I do really, or I still do, but when we did have the sky blue color, sky blue is just a beautiful, super light baby blue color. It switched on me because it was like, okay, it's a little blue, it's a little silver, but it overall was just beautiful. But this is just nice and dark, this midnight. And then this right here, again, I forget the color. It reminds me of like a champagne color, champagne, gold, light silver. Totally, totally awesome. And I think they are just great computers overall. So one more thing I do want to talk about. So we've had these right now. We've got them in the 16 gigabyte configuration, had them in the 24 gigabyte configuration. Did, for whatever we were doing in terms of like regular day-to-day use, whether it be Microsoft Office, Slack, whether we were doing a little bit of remote desktop work, no issues with both of these. Even Final Cut Pro, no problem. Even video stabilization with Sony's Catalyst Browse, did not have any issues with those whatsoever. Did not see a difference between the 16 or the 24 gigs of RAM. Both ran absolutely just fine. And with our need, we've determined that 16 gigs is just fine, and the 24 did not matter for our use whatsoever. I would say that maybe it would matter if you are doing something more intensive than what we are doing, but again, we're just doing a lot of office work, web work, and then just a little bit of Final Cut Pro. And then the most tedious task is stabilization with Sony's Catalyst Browse. Other than that, that's pretty much it. 24 gigs was overkill. 24 gigs was overkill, excuse me. 16 gigs has been just the sweet spot with us. And I can say that because we do have an M2, still an M2 Mac Mini at home with 8 gigs of RAM, and that can do pretty much what these can do, except it does have the beach ball that comes up from time to time, and it is just a little bit less responsive, but yet that could also be because that is an M2 processor, where these are super fast, super responsive M4 processors right here. So overall, these have been just an absolute dream to use since they have been out. And if you're looking for super portable, super lightweight, the 13 is going to be your best bang for your buck. And then the 15, if you're just looking for something that, again, super portable, super lightweight, but maybe not as portable because of the bigger screen. But then the plus is you do have the bigger screen on the 15. Forgot to mention this. I'll say it one more time, sorry. 512 gigs, 256 gigs. We mainly use iCloud storage. It has not been an issue, but with the 256, if I know I'm going to be doing a little bit of video editing, I do have an external SSD. And then with both of them, because these are Air models, they do not have a built-in SD card reader, which if they did, that would be darn near the perfect computer. But again, I don't bring an external SSD with the 15. I do with the 13, just in case I'm running into those storage issues where I have a 2 terabyte external SSD. That solves the issues, no problems. All right, before we go, I just want to give you an update because it has been almost 2 months since we did make that last video. It is right over there that I'm actually editing, right over my shoulder. I've got the 15-inch MacBook Air right there. It is over my other shoulder. And I've got the 13-inch MacBook Air right here. And everything I said way back then is 100% still true now. The 13-inch we actually just used today. Great. We are actually at lunch. I was able to check email, get a little bit of work done at lunch, and it is nice and portable because I can just take this computer, stow it right here, and put it away, hide it in the car somewhere, or just keep it in a small light backpack, which is what I did. And then the 15 right over here is also absolutely great for when I do need that bigger screen. So just wanted to give you an update because it has been, as I said, a couple months. If you like this video, you know what to do. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye for now.